Hey ho all you Reddit fans. Today we have two stories from relationship advice. The first one has to do with a wife showing off an inappropriate picture of him to her friends with an update. The other has to do with a bad husband doing something marriage ending. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Our first story is titled, My 24 male wife 24 female showed a picture of my penis to her friends and she sees nothing wrong with what she did. I've been married to my wife for 2 years, and we have had very few issues. We rarely argue and never fight. This is by far the most egregious thing either of us have done in our relationship. Before I say this, I'm not trying to humble brag. I have a very average penis and I see nothing special about it. My wife, on the other hand, thinks it's great. She always says that my penis is the most aesthetically pleasing penis she's seen and that I'm really good at taking pictures of it. Because of this, she asks for nudes a lot and I oblige. As a man with a lot of insecurities involving that part of my body, I do appreciate that my wife adores that part of me. A few days ago, my wife went on a girls' night with some friends. Apparently, during the girls' night, she showed her friends at least one of the pictures of my penis I've sent her. I found out thanks to the partner of one of a guy that was there and saw the picture. They're in my friend's circle and told me that their boyfriend was shown the picture after my wife got a little drunk and started bragging about it and was told to put up or shut up. As I said before, I have a lot of insecurities about my penis. My wife knows this and it really turns my stomach to know that now a bunch of her friends know what my stick looks like. And no details about sex between me and her. None of my friends know what my wife's nudes are like, and they know very limited details about our sex life or her performance in bed, because I don't want to violate her privacy. I confronted her about it and she thinks she didn't do anything wrong. She said that she was drunk and she was bragging on me, so I should take it as a compliment. I told her that even if it is a compliment, I didn't want her to show all her buddies my wanker. She then said that my face or tattoos weren't in the pictures she showed them. So for all they know, it could be a random penis she pulled up in Google. We argued back and forth about this the rest of the day. Eventually I was just too exhausted to continue and told her that I wanted some time to cool down before I talk about this again. That was 2 days ago and I don't know what to say. She has given me a bullshit apology, but still stands by her notion that she did nothing wrong and was simply complimenting me. What can I say or do to make her get this? Update: My wife showed a picture of my penis to her friends and sees nothing wrong with it. This update will be good. The issue is resolved at this point. I really do appreciate all of the advice I got. It turned out really helpful and helped me communicate this a little better. I breached the topic with her yesterday morning and told her that this was something we needed to talk about. She said that she was sorry. She was genuinely sorry for making me feel that way. It was a real genuine apology. I could tell she felt bad that I felt bad, which I really wanted from her. She admitted her defensiveness was her being embarrassed about what she did. However, she still said she knows what she did was wrong, but doesn't see how it would make me feel that way. She said she was proud of what she had in me and wanted to show it off. I asked her how she would felt if I had showed her nudes off to my friends. Like a lot of people warned, she said that she'd be fine with it if it was her butt or her boobs, and that she really would only have a problem with it if I had showed them her vagina. Because she feels like it wouldn't be that flattering. She said she still wouldn't have gotten as mad as I was. I want to give credit to a commenter, but I can't find their comment again. He or she suggested that I ask her this, but from the viewpoint of a friend. I asked her how she would feel if one of her girlfriend's boyfriends showed her nudes to his friends, even though it made her uncomfortable. At that point, I could see the realization instantly hit her full force and she started apologizing again. I forgave her, I just wanted her to understand how I felt better. She said that this'll never happen again, and said that she'll never talk about our bedroom habits with her friends again. I told her that she was allowed to share some details if she wanted, as long as she didn't get too specific and showed absolutely no pictures. That was pretty much the end of it. Again, thanks for the suggestions and help. Edit: To all the people telling me to drop my wife over this, why? She did something inappropriate, we talked about it, she apologized. Now we have a better mutual understanding of each other and have clarified our boundaries. I may be biased, but this sounds like what a healthy couple would do. I can't be the crazy one here, right? Comment 1. I just find it funny that people will take pics of themselves and send them to other people, and then they act shocked and stunned when someone other than the person they were intended for sees them. With all of the celebrity sex tapes out there, the fappening, revenge porn, etc., it's like you have to be one of the dumbest people in the world to continue to take nudes of yourself on your phone. Then to send them out into the digital world is even dumber. Bob should apologize to his wife for being such an asshole and giving her a hard time. There are many worse things you can do while drunk. Showing a few pics of his teeny weeny to her drunk friends is not world-ending. Comment 2. Honestly, that took more effort to get her to see why it was wrong and upsetting than it should have. You shouldn't have to justify your feelings for her to understand that it was upsetting to you, even if it would not bother her if the positions were reversed. Why should it take using her friend as an example to drive that point home? Also, that proud comment just kills me. There is so much more to a person than the size of their package, but your boy bits are what she's proud of. Comment 3. Why is almost every response on this subreddit not just your post to break up with their partner? Your girlfriend apologized and you said you moved on, yet there are people still saying to end it with her. Comment 4. You did what healthy couples do. You talked it out and she apologized when she saw things from your viewpoint. This is awesome, and no, it isn't something you drop a spouse over unless it's irreconcilable. Comment 5. I wonder how would she feel knowing about this thread. Exposed. Bad. Almost like probably Op felt about being exposed. Hope Op's partner does change and be more conscious of Op's limits and feelings. Our next story is titled, My Husband Put His Hands on Me After He Promised He'd Never Do It Again. We were in Las Vegas the first time it happened. He was wasted out of his mind, he had no idea what he was doing, and I was so drunk I hardly remember it, but he grabbed me and threw me on the bed of our hotel room. He grabbed me by the arms and shoulders and threw me down multiple times. I started to reach for the phone to call for help, he shoved me away. He cornered me in the bathroom and I had to beat him away with a hairbrush. The next day he couldn't remember a thing, he swore it would never happen again, and promised me our kids would never have to see it. I almost left him that night and I should have. This time our kindergartner was home. He didn't see it but he heard it. I begged my husband to stop, I could hear my son crying. I ran to my son's room, grabbed him and put him in bed with me and locked the door. My husband kept banging on the door and crying, belligerent. I begged him to stop for the sake of our son and he wouldn't. That told me everything I needed to know. I'm stupid for not leaving the first time. I knew what I should have done but I didn't want to face it. We have a home, kids, careers, we were high school sweethearts and we've built this life together. He's trying so hard to make up for it now, it's making it worse. Why didn't he care before? Why did it take getting to this point for him to care? I know the answers to these questions and have accepted it. I will not allow my kids to grow up in a home like this, but I honestly don't know what to do. For now he's sleeping on the couch. Does he stay in the home? Do we separate? Do we divorce? Even those obstacles sound silly when I start to think about what our children will have to go through. I didn't want our family or friends to think differently of him, so I've kept this to myself this far. I know I have to tell them at some point, but for now I want to figure out my emotions before I start to deal with theirs. I don't feel alone, I'm not sad. This only solidified what deep down I already knew, I would just really appreciate some help and support. Edit, to clarify, yes, I'm leaving him. Comment 1. You're right to end the relationship. It will happen again. I went through it too. Do what's best for you right now. If you feel safe with him in the house while you separate, then do that, but be careful. He might not believe it yet, and then change when he does. If he does, leave immediately. It's hard, really hard to let go of a dream. Comment 2. I really feel for you. First of all, you should feel really proud of yourself for putting yourself and your children first. It's scary to look towards the future and have it be so unknown, but you are so brave, and everything will surely go upwards from here. Don't concern yourself with other people's opinion of him. You aren't responsible for that, he is. No one would think less of him if he hadn't raised his hands on you, but he did. Reach out for support from them. You might be surprised by the responses from people who get back to you. Please don't neglect your son during all this. Make sure he knows it's not his fault and he is loved enough by you. Children are more perceptive and understanding than adults give them credit for. Please feel free to reach out for any sort of moral support you may need. Comment 3. If you accept the abuse, then it will continue. Abusers will see what they can do without losing their partner and therefore won't be too hesitant to continue the behavior. Beware of any sudden niceness when you confront him. Abusers are known to become nicer once they see the grasp loosening. Comment 4. Thank you all for the responses. I will try to update. This post is just about as jumbled as my mind at the moment, but to those of you who understand what I'm going through and are offering real support and advice, thank you, it means so much. Comment 5. I've been here. I left. He's still trying to get me back after more than a year. My kids deserve better. So do I, so he can move on. I have. I hope you do too. You and your kids deserve to be happy and healthy, and the next time he comes for you, or God forbid one of your kids, it may be the last. Take care of yourself. Get counseling. One of you needs to find another place to live. Maybe a restraining order if he refuses to leave you alone. Thanks for listening.